get ready to act like we know what we're doing. Thank you for bearing with me in that awkward silence. I think we're all stronger as people at this point. And hello to you. I'm coming to you live, not from New York City right now. I'm at my home in Charleston, South Carolina. So I wanted to do a little video today because a couple of reasons. One, I do videos, so it's like I want to do what I do. It's kind of what I do, doing what I do. And then two, I was supposed to be in New York. If you subscribe to the idea of supposed tos and like we can outsmart destiny, I was supposed to be in New York tonight doing an event. And unfortunately, that's not happening. Had to cancel the event yesterday. We're going to postpone it. Yet to be rescheduled, but it'll definitely be, we'll find a new date for it. So we had to cancel it because of this blizzard. New York, what the hell's the deal? Why are you having this blizzard? I find it's interfering with my life. I personally am offended. I'm offended that your city would have a blizzard. It kind of is hurting my feelings. So like who do I sue when I'm offended by the weather? I mean, I feel like I should probably sue New York City, you guys. But like I feel like that won't get to the core of my self-righteous victimhood. Like I need to sue someone else. The pain the blizzard is causing me, I feel like my life is ruined. But anyway, I'll look forward to us unruining our lives together as soon as the New York City date is made up. But I'll definitely be looking forward to bringing good fire to New York. And I know there's a lot of people I know in New York, and just look forward to meeting a lot of you guys there. And by the way, stay tuned. I'm going to be giving away a bunch of audiobooks, some books. That's my way of like manipulating you into being with me on this video so that you can help help fill the codependent void in my heart through the company that you're spending with me via this video. So are you manipulated into sticking around? Feels like a yes. And also I want to announce, I probably announced it before, I'm about to announce it again. I've got some other book tour dates coming up. If you are in around Vancouver, that's Canada, which allegedly isn't a country according to some Americans. So Vancouver, coming for you. Portland, I'm coming after y'all as well. Los Angeles, I'm going to be with you guys March 31st and April 4th. And Encinitas, California, you weird North County, San Diego people, going to be with you guys April 1st. No fooling on that one. A couple of those dates are not yet on my website, but just know they will be soon, and the details of how you can join will be up there. So I find like a good business practice is advertising events that I'll be doing and then having no way for you to sign up for some of them, but a way for you to sign up for others of them. So solid business. That's what I'm all about. And I would recommend, if you are interested in joining me for any of those events, again, Vancouver, Portland, a couple Los Angeles dates, and Encinitas, California, hop on that as soon as you can. I was just in Boulder 1 week ago today when my book officially launched. We did a freaking wonderful event there. By we, I mean myself, my publisher Sounds True, and then the Boulder Bookstore did a wonderful job of holding space for the event. We really rocked the house. We had a sold out show / event, 500 people there, and it was just I was in heaven. Like I felt like that was just all a gift for me. I was in absolute heaven. It was a thrill, just felt so wonderful, connected to everybody, and did some stand-up comedy, did some stand-up authenticity, Barely talked about the book. It's like a book event, so I kind of forget that it's actually a book event. Just like a little kid that gets so excited. I'm playing on the playground just so in the moment that I even forget that I need to go to the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom in my pants. That's all metaphoric. I didn't go to the bathroom in my pants in Boulder, but maybe I will in Portland. I hope I do. That would mean I'm having a great time. So, and then what else happened? Then I stuck around and signed books, took pictures, hugged people, got to meet everybody who was, some of those lovely folks braved the elements of standing in line for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So thank you, everybody in Boulder. Boulder, Colorado, I love you guys. I really do. Your community just is weird enough to open your arms, welcome me when I come into town. And then y'all packed the event, rocked the house with me. I love you, Boulder. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to not necessarily duplicating that experience, but creating new experiences in the upcoming city tour dates. By the way, aside from looking for announcements on my Facebook page about that, I don't really make announcements like that on my YouTube channel. You can check out my events page at awakenwithjp.com. You're also welcome to sign up for my newsletter. I think I have like a free giveaway on that to trick people into signing up for my newsletter. So if you do that, you get like seven insights to be more spiritual than your friends. That's supposed to trick people into signing up for my newsletter. Man, I love the email newsletter racket. It's like, oh, you get this free gift. It's valued at $997. It's a one-page PDF. So instead of just saying like, man, I want you to sign up for my newsletter, like we play this manipulation game and we act like this is just a, what's the word I'm looking for? Altruistic gift that they're giving us. And we're like, oh, yeah, they just want my email, and but they really want to give me this. No, they don't even care about the gift. It's not even valuable. They just want your damn email so they can sell you something. So anyway, you can sign up for my email list and I'll sell you something, specifically a spot to one of the upcoming shows, book events that I'll be doing. Feels good to sell hard. It's how you win friends and influence people. Just give people a hard sell all the time. What the hell's wrong with me? Tonight I'm drinking Cosmic Cranberry Kombucha. Apparently cranberry extract, which may or may not be in Cosmic Cranberry Kombucha, is very good for killing bladder infections or urinary tract infections. I don't know, maybe that's the same thing. Do guys get urinary tract infections? I don't think I've ever got one, probably because I drink cranberry kombucha. Here's what's interesting me right now. Are you guys ready for a deep thought? Before we get to that deep thought, urinary tract infections, I just want to anchor that in my mind because it's going to be the most insightful thing I say in my entire life. So, what the hell was... so as I'm distracting myself... No, I'm interrupting my interruption of myself with this interruption. Let's give away a freaking audio program. So give you guys a chance to comment in, by audio program, I mean audiobook, read by yours truly. What a trip it is to record an audiobook. Wow, that's like a psychedelic experience right there. I'll tell you more about that maybe in a minute. So let's see, if you want to enter to win this very audiobook, comment in with, we want two things. We're going to make it work for this. By we, I just mean all of me and my split personalities. Comment in with a dolphin emoji. Going hardcore. You're going to have to search your emojis for this one. We're not doing just like a smiley face. Like, come on, that's child's play. We're going all the way big time. Spirit animal. I'm the spirit animal, spirit human. Dolphins. You got to live hard and fast. It's what I learned from the Fast and Furious movies, dolphin emojis. P.S. I think I would rather be dragged across hot coals than watch any of the Fast and Furious movies. Actually, I walked across hot coals at Tony Robbins' event last year. And that was definitely more exhilarating than watching wow, I have so much judgment about the Fast and Furious movies, and I've never even watched one. So dolphin emojis, bring them in. I can see they're rolling in. I love it. Lots of dolphin. Well, you guys are so good at finding dolphin emojis. I love it. Saw an octopus, few octopi. Octopi is probably plural. Octopies are not dolphins. They're not dolphi. So as those come in, here's the interruption that I just interrupted. So on the note of cranberry extract and bladder infections, how here in my state of medical wisdom, I'm not totally sure if guys are allowed to get bladder infections. You know, diseases, like conditions that affect like one sex or the other, like ovarian cysts, apparently are kind of like a predominantly female condition. Who do you get offended with that? Like you get a disease. Diseases aren't funny, so I'm going to call them conditions. You get a condition. Just now it's hilarious, JP. I'm not calling it a disease. I'm calling it a condition. You can't get mad at me now. So you get a condition that you're a woman, let's just say, and maybe 50% of you are. Actually, I think 60% of my audience is women. And I'm offended that you think you're a woman. And I'm offended you think you're part of my audience. So you get a condition that only afflicts a woman. Who do you get offended at when that happens? It's like, this condition is completely sexist. You think I'm a woman and you can affect me with a condition that only affects women? How dare you? That's not very feminist-like or gender, non-gender acknowledging like. It's sexist is what it is. And it's not just sexist. Sexist is the premise that you acknowledge you have the gender. That's old school. Now we need to get offended if you even think we have a gender. So what happens when a disease affects you, infects you, afflicts itself on you, that only one gender gets and you don't identify with that gender? These are just the questions. I don't have the answers. Which, by the way, I fully support. Like, be whatever gender you want to be. Be whatever gender you feel you are. But I'm just raising the questions that the current Trump administration is not raising. Who do we sue when the diseases think we're someone who we're not? Probably Warren Buffett. I would sue the crap out of him. He's got the money for it too. So, wow. I think that's, by the way, YouTube, it says I have a bad connection. I apologize if this is getting a little weird. So I think we've just answered a big question right there. If you have a disease that infects only people who you don't think you are, you get to sue Warren Buffett. And that's a good financial plan. What better financial plan than just suing the crap out of a billionaire? So awesome. I'm going to pick a freaking Dolphin winner for an audiobook. By the way, all these winners, you don't have to be in the U.S., but I hope to hell you are in the U.S. because sending things through the mail is so much easier if you live in the U.S. And I apologize if you live in the U.S., but you don't identify as an American. Transnationalist. This one I'm pulling off YouTube. Charlie Leidy, last name Leidy, 3 dolphins. 3 is my lucky animal. Dolphin is my lucky number. Charlie Leidy, congratulations, brother. I see you commented in a bunch of times. That's probably cheating, but I think in the words of Jesse the Body Ventura, Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Charles Leedy, you are a winner, brother. Charles, is it Charlie or Charles? It's probably like Charles by your birth certificate. Charlie Leedy. If you wouldn't mind, send me a direct message on my Facebook page. Handle for that is Awaken with JP. And let me know your address, and I will be getting this to you. Audiobook read by yours truly. You might say, JP, haven't you ever heard of digital downloads? Yeah, I have heard of them. And the audiobook's totally available as that, audible.com. But apparently, I have a whole pile of the CD version of this. 7 CDs. Do you even have a CD player? If not, why don't you go back to 1995 where you belong? 7 hours and 35 minutes of you getting to listen to me ramble. Oh, boy. If your ears aren't bleeding after that, I don't know what would be bleeding, but probably your ears. And I'd recommend cranberry extract for your bleeding ears. And just a quick note on the audiobook before I get to whatever else I was going to get to that I don't know I'm going to get to. That was such a trippy experience. So I think it was this past September, 6 months ago. I have to give you a timeline. Here's some simple math that I probably even did wrong. So last September I was back in Boulder, Colorado at the Sounds True Studios, love it there, and recording the audiobook. And yeah, it was me reading 18 hours into a microphone. And over the course of 4 days, we finished one day early, which was great. So 18 hours, and that's edited down to 7.5 hours, completely unabridged, which means the whole damn book is read there. It's just I made so many freaking mistakes. Took 18 hours of just sheer reading time to get the 7.5 hour finished product. So here's what's interesting. First off, I've said this before on these shows, but I'm going to say it again. I refuse to listen to audiobooks that come in one of two categories. One, if the author themselves don't read the audiobooks, it's I can't get into it. It's like, I want to say having sex with a blow-up doll, even though I've never done that. But apparently part of me thinks it's like that. Good analogies are not necessarily accurate analogies. And the other type of audiobook that I refuse to read are the ones that, even if they're read by the author, they just sound like they're being read by the author. And just this monotone. You know how when people read out loud, their voice inflections and just the way they talk, it's very different than if they're just talking. So it's just this one-dimensional mode of talking. It's that bores me to death. It's just artificial communication. And I think there's a reason why we read our children bedtime stories. It's because we sound so damn boring while we're reading out loud to them that the kids just go to sleep to escape the boredom of our monotonous reading tone. So with that said, I really wanted to bring it. I just karate chopped my hands, really get into this. I'm so excited right now. So I really wanted to bring it for the audiobook. So as I was reading it, I wanted it to be real. I wanted there to be emotionality, aliveness, excitement into it. And also when I'm reading, my whole book is written from the perspective of my character. Perspectum is another way to say that. So I needed to be in character. At least that's what I wanted to do. So I was just putting so much energy into it, so much mental focus. After about 50 minutes, so just under an hour of reading, you didn't know 50 minutes was just under an hour, you just learned something. So after about 50 minutes of reading in any given session, two things would happen. My mouth would start to go numb, and my ability to pronounce words when my mouth goes numb, believe it or not, gets less capable of pronouncing things correctly. The other things, here's where it got psychedelic. My vision would literally go blurry. And I was reading off paper rather than computer. I'm guessing it would have been worse on a computer. So like once my vision would start to go blurry, I'm like, let's take a 5-minute break on this. So, and I was absolutely thrilled with how the audiobook came out. And of course, the book. Here's the strategy. It's kicking the crap out of my tripod. I have a tripod on top of a tripod for the Facebook camera, and then a tripod on top of like 10 books for the YouTube feed. High tech. Oh, yeah, I just realized I was doing a strategy. My strategy is I'm giving away books and audiobooks as a way of just advertising. I like transparency. So I love how, sometimes when there's giveaways, it's like, yeah, we're just going to give away the book. Just going to give away our products. Like, no, you're not. You're going to give it away because that gives you a great excuse to camouflage you just blatantly advertising what you're giving away. So anyway, I'm doing that. Is it working? Which also on that note, I'm going to get to something else in a second. I appreciate the living heck out of all of you guys who have gotten my book already. I was thrilled last Tuesday morning when I woke up, the official day of the book launch, doing the book event later that night, and I wake up and learn the book is #1 bestseller on Amazon in a couple different categories. And I know there's like higher achievements a book can make, but to me that was like, oh wow, that's so thrilling. So thank you guys for being into my work enough to buy my book. I really, really appreciate you. And on that note of appreciation, here's a request, if I may dare get a little bit requesty with you. If you have gotten my book, would you be willing to go on Amazon and leave me a review on my book? Apparently that's incredibly helpful for something. But apparently it's super helpful at whatever the something is that those reviews help with. So if you'd be willing to do that, I would appreciate the living heck out of you ×2. Now let's do times pi, 3.14159. Because today is Pi Day, March 14th, 3.14159. So I will appreciate you times pi. And also, if you haven't got my book, if you're inspired to, I just so appreciate you if you did grab it. Audible, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, steal it from your neighbor. If you see a small child with it, man, you're going to be stronger and so much faster than them. You can just take it, knock them down. Don't knock them down, child abuse isn't right. But stealing from children is obviously a much better alternative. So you can outrun the child. Does that make sense? You guys with me? Let's give away another book. We're going to pull this one off Facebook. Sorry, YouTube. Leave you hanging there. First one came from y'all. So we're not doing dolphins right now. I saw some dolphins already come on. You guys are real quick on your dolphin trigger fingers. Let's see. Last week we were doing poop emojis, and you know what? Feels like history is about to repeat itself. If you want to do a poop emoji with a smiley face, so 2 emojis, we've got to dig deep. Perseverance is what success is made out of. You got to persevere. You got to get intense. You're going to have to break your lactic acid threshold and pull out 2 emojis into the comment. So comment in poop emoji and a smiley face. Life is good. You can tell I'm a man of abundance. I'm not all about one emoji. It's get out of here with your poverty consciousness. You think there's only room for one emoji? I want you to have it all, which is my way of saying I want to have it all. So let's represent that with a poop emoji and a smiley emoji. But some people say emoticons. I think emojis, that word sounds so much more human. It's I want emojis to be my friends. But emoticon, that sounds so mechanical. I'm thinking about replacing my whole family with emojis. So the next family reunion, which I actually very rarely go to family reunions, I'm just going to sit around have a bunch of emojis on my screen. They're so much more delightful and smiley. So I'll be picking a lovely random winner in just a second. Again, to enter, just comment in with a poop emoji and a smiley face emoji in the same comment line. So before I do that, I want to celebrate the crap out of some of my friends who have books that are either just released or about to be released into the world. Just about broke my femur under the magnitude of these wonderful books. I gotta start first and foremost, Kyle Cease. Such a big fan, such a great friend. I've known Kyle for about a month now. It's like I met him a month ago, but I've known him for 30 years. It just feels that way. Had a chance to attend Kyle's event, Evolving Out Loud in Los Angeles last month. Got to have dinner with them. I have so much respect for this guy. I think I said it in my last video, maybe 2 Purposeful Pointlessness shows ago. What was I rambling on about Kyle on that video? Kyle, apparently I talk about you a lot. I might be stalking you, Kyle. Kyle, am I stalking you? Just file a restraining order if I'm stalking you. Like, that'll be our subtle way of me realizing, wow, I'm actually stalking you. But Kyle is an amazing human. He combines comedy with self-transformation. And his book called I Hope I Screw This Up, I believe it's officially released May 2nd. And it's definitely available for pre-order now. This is an advanced copy. I was very fortunate to have him give me. The unadvanced copy, the finished product, its cover will look a bit different than this. That's what Kyle looks like when he's staring down a camera for a book photo shoot. But I love this. I was laughing my ass off within the first 2 pages of this book. I love it. And there's very deep, meaningful stuff there. So again, if you want a good book recommendation, I'd recommend, why did I just do that? That one was for self-punishment because I don't know why I did it the first time. But I would recommend I Hope I Screw This Up by Kyle Cease. Remember, poop emojis, smiley face emojis. I'm coming back at you in a second. And then my friend Jill Scheffelbein, Dynamic Communication. This is officially released today. Jill, congratulations on your book launch. And I know Jill, she's doing a launch party in New York. And Jill, I hope your party isn't as dampened as my party has been dampened in New York. But regardless, congratulations on your great accomplishment, Dynamic Communication. Jill writes for Entrepreneur. She actually, we did a live video. She came here to my house on the Entrepreneur page, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 ago. But Jill is all about not just communication, but dynamic communication, which definitely sounds way more appealing than stagnant communication. Before we get to the next few, just celebrate the crap books. That's what I'm calling them. Celebrate the crap out of these books. Let me pick a winner of the next audiobook. Just kind of getting a little random here. Like I'm trying to close my eyes and scroll, but then like I lose my spot and then I land on things where there's no emojis. Oh, right. Elizabeth Cycluna? Elizabeth Cycluna? Apparently I read at a 3rd grade level. But anyway, Elizabeth, and your last name that I obviously know exactly how to pronounce, spelled Scicluna, Elizabeth Scicluna. Congratulations. You've won yourself an audiobook of How to Be Ultra Spiritual, 12 and a half Steps to Spiritual Superiority. Elizabeth, please shoot me a direct message here on my Facebook page. Let me know your address, and I will get that strapped to the feet of the nearest pigeon and sent to you. Thank you for playing. Elizabeth, those are perfectly executed poop and smiley face emojis. Like, I really feel like this is art therapy. Like, I think I have better bowel health now, Elizabeth, seeing your well-executed poop smiley face emojis. Cool. Let me just act like I know what I'm doing, even though I don't. Cool. Back to where we're going. I also want to say congrats to Dave Asprey, his new book, Headstrong. This hits the stands officially, I don't know when officially, I want to say like April 2nd, but more importantly, it is available for pre-order now. You can go to headstrong.com or order it off Amazon, wherever you want. Dave Asprey, he's become a great friend of mine. I love him. He's like a tall, playful child with like an Einsteinian brain in him and like a reckless abandonment for self-experimentation in a semi-responsible way. But I love Dave, love his work. Dave's the founder of Bulletproof Coffee. I love Bulletproof Coffee. I've done some work with them. And I had a chance to go see Dave at his house. He's got Bulletproof Labs, a whole different facility on his property at his house. So up in Victoria, Canada, I had a chance to be up there with him last month. Got to do some biohacking with him. We recorded different videos, drank way too much coffee, and it had just a wonderful time. So Dave, love him, Headstrong. Feel free to check it out. Dave is also doing a bit of a book tour, which you can definitely get in on at headstrong.com. if you want to check that out. JJ Virgin, her book, I believe it's already released, Miracle Mindset. Everybody loves a good alliteration. Yeah, I love it. 2 words in the title of your book, both start with M's. I love it. I love it. But JJ, she previously got a couple New York Times best-selling books in the fitness and nutrition industry, and she's now bridging into what I would say the heartfelt industry. This book is based on what really is a tragedy of her son being run over by a hit-and-run driver. Very catastrophic event, and some would say that we can only become as strong as our wounding and challenges are deep. So there was a deep, deep wound and challenge from JJ's experience. So the book is an outgrowth of that, and I think it's a wonderful offering to encourage other people to grow beyond their challenges. And then last but not least, Anthony DiClemente, his book, The Biohacker's Guide. We've got 2 biohackers in this Celebrate the Crap Out of These Books pile. Dave Asprey, the other biohacker. Anthony, appreciate this book, brother. Just got it today. I've already been flipping through it. I love biohacking. I love ways to, in a natural way, maximize the performance of the mind and body, and honestly heart too. I want to acknowledge that even more so than, I think a clear mind and a clear body, a high-performing mind, high-functioning body, what I really appreciate about those things, aside from the myriad of blessings they offer, is they pave the way to be more easily connected to one's heart, in my opinion. So with that said, I've already loved the tips, principles, and ideas in Anthony's book. You can check that out, The Biohacker's Guide. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a website, like probably biohacker.com. Let's just act like I know what I'm doing. we'll leave it at that. The Biohacker's Guide. And with that said, I'm just going to turn on this light here. Get a little dark. A little dark in the soul, maybe. You guys okay? Doing okay? Should we all take a breath? That felt cleansing. What else do we want to cover today?